CO Halito, what up, cuz?
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I say, what's happening? Peace, everybody. What's going on?
Peace to everybody in the chat. It's a
You got
couple of
anybody in the chat? I don't see
yeah,
it.
it's a couple of numbers in here. We appreciate y'all.
So I see we got the recap up there.
Yeah, what was some of your favorite shows this year or topics?
Pros and cons.
Yeah, that was at the either that was at the very beginning of the year. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
Peace, Chico.
What's going on, Chico?
Yeah, I like the one with the when we talked about the Negro Indians and broke that down. That was a good one too.
Yeah, that's my number one right there.
And we did several of those. One we did together, and then one I was just on there. And like throughout the year, that's been the topic within the other topics.
Right.
Um, those are good. And when nephew released his book, we did feature it on here. That was like at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I like that one too. I like all the shows we do.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. And I like when people engage, and even when people get long winded when they engage. But I do like it. Co Yati,
Ya estamos.
we appreciate our moderators in the building. Lashanda's in the building. Yati Lashanda.
How many moderators we have?
Uh, three.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lashanda, nephew, and Allah. Yeah, we just doing a recap of the year. Um, any any topics y'all want to see next year that we
Yeah,
haven't had?
yeah, I'm feeling better. I missed movie night last night. I wound up going to sleep. And when I woke up, I went to sleep like right after you asked me about the question that you had asked me, LaShawn, and I wound up going to sleep right after that. And when I woke up to use the restroom. And when I woke up and I looked at my phone, I saw that it was 10 o'clock. I said, "Oh damn, I missed the movie night." Yeah, I was tired. I was real tired. But yeah, thanks for asking. How you and cousin Joe doing? Y'all all right? So how many shows that we had all total together from this year?
Hmm. Oh, you are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were still talking to her.
Mm-mm.
I was about to say, y'all want to call each other? Let's see. So why? But that's it's counting over 2 years. We have 172 videos.
Damn.
Yeah. Some of those they may be including the shorts, the short little videos. The promo videos, they may be counting those, but
Okay.
it's 172. But for this is 2 years, 172.
We make 2 years in March, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the winter solstice, the longest night. When the daytime hours are short, we have more nighttime hours. A lot of indigenous tribes celebrate more of that versus Christmas.
Mhm.
What are y'all celebrating in the chat? Let me pull up this disclaimer real quick. Any special guests y'all want to see next year? Y'all want to see us interview a special guest next year? I know the one person said we should interview Top Cats and Dane Calloway and Rod Hayes. Those will be interesting shows. Yeah, those will be interesting. Anybody out there, discussing indigenous history or topics that y'all want to see us interview or showcase as a special guest. So we got our disclaimer up there. You quiet. You must be typing,
I was reading something.
huh?
Yeah, did they say who they want us to interview?
No, nobody has said anything. So for those that do celebrate today, which is Agola, which is the winter solstice, it means winter. It's the shortest day of the year, longest night. Let me pull that up. Uh, December 21st. don't know if y'all can see this, but I can't pull it up. But Uskia is the snow month. I don't know if y'all can. Yeah, y'all can't really see it, but I wish I could pull it up. But so shout out to the Jalagi Aniyamwaya Kitawa for Agola, which is the winter solstice. So happy winter solstice, Agola, to everybody out there that does celebrate. And we just freestyling today. This is our last installment for 2025, the Gregorian 2025. So this is our 1 year recap. I can start pulling up some of the
Clips.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was a good one. When I came to the NOLA and we went to the Bayagula and Chapatula mounds, that was a good one.
Yeah, I lost some weight and had that repair done, so I'm good now. You heard me?
Huh?
I say I lost weight and I
I'm
had that
walking with
repair
my cousin
done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and my cuz on the mound.
And I guess the people don't
My
wonder
cousin
why he
Rob, my
weighs so
cousin
wide
Chatupa.
because I had that belt on.
We on the mound
Mhm.
in New Orleans. I didn't bring no water for the ancestors, but honor to the ancestors.
Has tobacco. Yeah.
It's a sacred space.
I think we can make that happen,
I
Chico.
see.
I think we can make that happen.
This is where we at right now. Right here. That's the mouth.
Oh wow. My cuz Chatupa. My cuz Rob. Wow.
This is the highest point in New Orleans.
Wow.
Most people don't even know
I'm
this
gonna
is
let this
Indian mountain.
play a little bit.
On the mound.
The top two is built this way.
They did.
Yeah.
Wow. So we on sacred ground.
Mm-hmm. And most people don't even know that we're back here.
So they put a map on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big, wonderful tree, but it's kind of
And I'm about to bring you to the small mound. That's
okay.
Bob. Demon came and it was doing the excavation. And I'm gonna show you what it was picking at. Most people don't know this is Indian mound. They just think it was a fort, but it was an Indian mound. They found arrowheads and animal bones
Mm-hmm.
and everything. Nobody didn't know it. This was me and my grandmother and my grandfather used to come out at 6 and sleep. They call it Fort St. John. They're the ones that named the Bayou St. John, but it's Bayou Chapatoulas. Yep. Fort St. John, Spanish fort, established by the colonial French in the earlier 18th century, rebuilt by the Spanish in 1779, the American Restoration in 1808, right? Built to protect New Orleans from the attack by way of Lake Pontchartrain. And right here, we got the door, which is dealing with the Daughters of American Revolution, 1960. You know, the spirit of the chapel, 76 chapel, right? So you can see when you come this way, you got the wall that they built around the mountain right
Okay.
here. Now, what they not going to tell you is that these are older than the ones in Baton Rouge.
And whose mound is this?
Chapatoulas, which became known as, well, they became known as Chapatoulas, actually was the Baboon, or the
Say-
Hasakah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we take you all this way. And you can see they had one of the persons, that's the grave right there.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, with the black
Gated off.
Yeah.
There's a big, wonderful tree.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That have been here for a long. Now right here, usually the stairway is here. You know, go around. There's the stairway right here to the floor. Yeah. Right here is where they dug at. Right here. You can see where they dug at. See right there in the center? They dug all right there. That's where they found it.
We're on sacred ground.
On sixth ground. It was Bayou Chapatoulas Mound. And then when you walk around this again, this is up to the fort. Right here. Every time when I used to come, they would have brown telephones coming in. But this is Bayou Chapatoulas that they falsely called Bayou St. John.
Okay.
Yep, we can go this way.
But on top of that patch is part of the mound.
Yeah, because they, you know, they dug into it and everything. They put like the boot and stuff. And then after that, they wound up putting City Park here, and they had rides and stuff and everything, not knowing that they think the ground and everything. They had stuff like that to get on, but it's bad. So what they wound up doing is they started building like the levees
Mm-hmm.
the side of the mountain.
Oh, wow.
Because when you look that way, that's the other levee. So they open up the gates. You go walk down this way, there's no food here. Because you can see how far. So to keep New Orleans from being attacked, they built the mounds here to keep them from coming in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Now when you look down there, that's the gate. They bring you straight into the country center.
Okay.
And you can see that the bayou is low now. So you can see the water marking is actually high. And this is where I used to come at the fish with my grandparents, and my mom and my daddy and stuff. So if I'm not an Indian, how I know this shit?
You heard it
But
here
you got people
first.
over here pretending. The fuck?
It's real indigenous history.
Yeah. Yep. Those people come here, they don't even know it's an Indian mound. They don't even know it.
Well, now they know.
Mm-hmm. So I bought you 2 mounds that's in downtown City Park, and then they have another mound that's uptown City Park, right there. Well, actually, it's 2. One is inside of the Audubon Zoo, and the one is behind the Audubon Zoo.
Yeah,
The one that's in the Audubon Zoo became known as Monkey Hill. Mm-hmm. All right, greet me. There you go, look, there you go, look, there you go. Look. Yep, look, there go the pelican right there. See, I'll tell you, every time when I come, a brown pelican come and meet me. Didn't I say that?
Yes, you did.
Didn't I say that?
Yes, you did.
That's a brown pelican.
Yep, 2 of them.
Every time when I come, that's the mama and the baby. Every time when I come to the mound, they never cease to feel that they come and meet me. It's a sign. Mm-hmm. And I ain't been here in a while now. The last time I came, this was like what? When I showed cousin Roger and everything. And this was like what? This is 2025. This was like in 23. And just like I said, we was coming. I say, yeah. Every time when I come to the mound, the brown pelicans always meet me. Did I not say that?
Yeah, you did.
And look what happened. Look what happened. Like your people. But you know what's funny though?
What?
When Governor Foster was living, he was the governor at the time, and then they had like the conference of all 13 Southern governors to meet at the Ritz-Carlton. So when he pulled in, he had his entourage and everything, state trooper escort. So I asked him a question. I said, "What's the state bird?" He said, "That's a brown pelican." I said, "If it's a brown pelican, why is white on the door? And why is white on the flag?" Yeah. But the reason why it's white on the flag because that's dealing with the Order of St. Croix, which is a Freemasonic order. White. That's why you see the pelican biting at his breast, feeding the baby with the blood. Yeah. But the state bird is the brown pelican. We just had 2. The mom and the baby just came and met us.
Yeah.
And I said that when we were sitting on the mound. I said every time when I come, they usually come and greet me. Yep.
Hello.
Look, that's the other baby following behind. So 3 now. They're going by mama.
I didn't know that either.
Yes.
They hide a lot of stuff.
Yeah. You can see it's a mound, plain to see. It's a mound.
Mm-hmm.
They falling right behind.
Right.
Yep, so this is leading to it.
Yep. So this is the mound. So I took you to 2 mounds now. Thank goodness it's not that dark, so now you see.
Yes.
Yep, that was a good one because that was like us live for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good one. And let me look at another short one. I'm gonna pull it up. Really, that's probably the shortest video live that we got. That's the shortest one. Oh, when we had the archaeologist dude, or what's his name? Burroughs.
Oh yeah, play that one.
Vincent. That's a long one.
I mean, you can play like a
yeah, I'm gonna kind of flip through there because that's a long one. Let's see. Well, no, it ain't this one. This is Georgia. Okay, that one's about Georgia. Let's see. Vincent. Mr. Vincent. That's bad.
What happens if we find out that the ancestor of the rhinoceros migrated from southeast or southeastern United States? How amazing would that be? Um, that would mean that these people had a form of knowledge that many don't think they could have. This is interesting, especially.
I want to get to where we ask him that question, and then he starts saying about the Negro Indians.
Right. This picture that I'm depicting right here is a Yuchi chief that has those same zigzags on his head. So I don't know if you can see it here. I may have to make the picture larger.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a part. It's a part of the culture, right? It's a part of the tradition. Same thing like with the tattoo he has on his chest. And remember, he's Yuchi, right? Um, and the same tattoo he has on his chest right here that you all can see is the same tattoo that Tomochichi has. So what connection did the Yuchi and the Yama have that wasn't genetic that united them? The simple answer would have to be ceremony.
Well, you find the cross hatching all the way from the Paleolithic, and you find it all across the globe, from Asia to Europe. I'm not sure
We're
about
we're
Africa,
we're,
but I'm
we're talking universal science.
exactly.
Right. This is a common art motif that was social symbolism of tribal art. Each X or crosshatch represented spirit, and the other possibility here, like you mentioned, could be tattoos. I mean, that they would actually tattoo themselves with these lightning bolts or the crosshatching on their skin to show their clan as well.
Right.
So these figurines were basically self-portraits that, they have been the depictions they had as tattoos on their skin.
But it's kind of like in the Nile Valley when we see these however you say the word, but anthropomorphization or something like that or whatnot. But when you see the human and the spirit interact, or the human and the animal interact, what they're talking about is that spirit in them that connects them to that kingdom, right? So Sobek wasn't just Sobek. It wasn't just a Nile crocodile. This was a society. The same thing with Horus or Heru or the Neb Heru, right? The golden Horus, these are societies. So oftentimes when people are dealing with indigenous cultures, they overlook the fact that these clans also come with societies. And that's one thing that you all are pointing out. A lightning symbol and a diamond are two different things, right? One is dealing with all direction, and one is dealing with one or a singular direction. So all of these things you all are bringing out are definitely needed. Trust me. I'm here for it. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. Because Mr. Vince, this is your week, right? Next week I'm gonna when you don't truly know, you have to do the work, right? And it starts with your own bloodline. If your family is not in it, I don't want to hear nothing from you. It's not shit you can tell me. And y'all know how I get on my podcast. It's nothing you can tell me if your family's not involved. Let me pull this screen up. I definitely want to build here, Mr. Vince and Ricardo, to see if you all have seen this before. Let's see if it pulls up. What's going on? Add to stage. Let's see. This is called There Were No Cherokees in Cherokee Country. Mr. Vince, I actually sent you this so you can check it out. But there are a few things I want to touch on out of this work. So I just need you all to bear with me for 3 moments, right? It says, like all Mississippians, the dominant political structure of the Muskogeans was the chiefdom, governed by the Orata. One thing that many don't know about this title, and if you studied the chronicles from the 1500s, you see this term Orata. Now, to let you know that we do this for real, I'm going to be the first one to explain to you that Orata and Holata are the same word. So the word that people are calling Appalachia is found in the 1500s, dealing with the Copacabana, the Yuchi, and the Girarda, or the people you all call Chihuahua, or the Cherokee called the Anishinaabe. Now, the interesting part about this is it goes into explaining that you can tell who De Soto's guides were based off the language they spoke. This is also found in the Catawba Nation's treasury, which I'll pull up later. But to the immediate north of Copacabana, in the Piedmont region of North Carolina, was the province Shilaqui or Shilaqui. In the Mobilian trade language, which was the lingua franca of the Southeast, Shilaqui signifies speakers of a different language. De Soto's recorders do not mention the name of the town here, but Pardo's chronicles called it Otari, while maps as late as the early 18th century refer to it by the first appellation or application. It says, we can glean the identity of these speakers of a foreign language from the name of their dominant town, Shuwala, which Pardo records as Juara. Except for the le versus the re, the pronunciation is identical. One would surmise that De Soto's informants were Muskogean speakers, while Pardos were Siouan speaking. The people at this town were the same, later known to the English as the Siouan speaking Sarah or Shira, whose Siouan speaking groups in the areas later coalesced as the Catawba. So the Catawba are a mixed group of people. Don't tell me that you're not a mixed group when one of my groups of people helped form yours. And we run by the same name. So what are you talking about? In De Soto's time, the Shuwala was subject to Copacabana, Upaha. But in Pardo's time, Juara was independent and a paramount chief. So again, reading is one thing. Living this is another. So while you're telling me your people are in a mixed group, I'm telling you, the Catawba didn't exist in the 1500s for the simple fact Catawba is a Choctaw word. It's called Catapa. Look it up. Don't argue with me. So I yield the floor to anyone who wants it or who would like to take over. Page. There we go. So it should be coming up pretty soon. The Catawba Nation's treasury. There we go. So this book, you all should go get. It's only a couple dollars, but it's talking about the arrival of Europeans. So here it mentions that Chicora and Copacabana, modern day South Carolina. So we have them being one and the same. Also, they have a chapter that is next. Here we go. Chicora, Copacabana, or Upaha. So as we will learn, Chicora or Copacabana, the place was famed for its gold, silver, and pearls. The Muskogee speakers of Georgia called the place Copacabana. The term is a Creek word in keeping up with the Creek who dominated the area DeSoto found himself in at the moment. DeSoto was to learn that in the language of the Catawba speakers who lived there, the place was called Upaha. I can't make that up. That's not something that I can make up. So this union was greater than what many think it to be. And I just simply appreciate you all for bringing this to the light, because many try to make these things Cherokee, and they're definitely pre-Cherokee. So, Mr. Vince, you have all my appreciation. I thank you for everything that you presented here today.
Somebody listening.
Learned so much from you. Thank you very much. Wonderful podcast.
Not sure if you can see this. This is the one that looks like it has a beard, and I have a 3D representation of this figurine here. On one side, it has a person looking like they're riding a deer or elk, and side saddle riding that, and the other side has this person that looks like they have a beard and a snake around its neck. And so luckily we're able to laser scan 14 of these figurines and make these 3D representations that, we can zoom in on them and look at all sides of the figurines and see, in great detail about the engravings and what they look like.
Quick question about that effigy there. Since you're seeing two different animals on each side of the stela, would that pertain to a admixture of the clans?
Yes, I think you're correct, and oftentimes that they depicted multiple animals, and it looks like that would be an admixture of the clans, possibly one side representing male and the other female, or the combination of ancestry of at the top what the parent was, and then the bottom the child. So yeah, a lot of them do have multiple images of different animals in layers like that. And so this bearded figurine here with a snake around the neck, I mean, it's pretty clearly a snake depicted, would possibly be a serpent clan member. And then on the back, it looks like a elk or a caribou riding person riding side saddle, and there's radiating lines coming across the top. Some of these things on the side may be written language. I'm not sure. They look out of place. They look a little unusual, and there's definitely cross-hatching on this as well.
I would say that it's clear that whoever made this figurine was trying to represent these two different representations together. So I think it's symbolic of some kind of union, be it between male and female, or being just between clans or tribes. It is, to me, is a clear representation of some association between the two.
Right.
My theory is that this is a priest, because we know the priest dealt with snake medicine, kind of like in the Nile Valley, right?
You call it priest and not shaman for some reason?
Yes, the reason I don't call it shaman is because shaman gets a bad rep. And a priest or a healer, which is be a proper word, right? It's really those are really spiritual doctors and healers. And the snake or the ukina or the uktina, you can also find this in Yuchi mythology when dealing with the Anikutani. And the back of it may symbolize his actual clan, which may be the Hoof clan, as we have on our website, and as you and Mr. Vince and yourself have eloquently presented when dealing with the deer, the moose, the bison, right? These different animals. So it could be showing a priest in the front and then that's him on his clan emblem in the back. That's just my suggestion. Again, it's theory. It's just
It's a
a
good one.
theory.
It's a good.
Right, it's a good theory.
Bear the Jaguar, we have a story that we have a common ancestor, but due to certain ceremonial obligations, we became separate families. So that's the split between the feline and the canine family, which is ancient. So,
Also, Mississippian chief, God kings were termed the Great Sun. So
actual
this sun
fact.
image
Yes, ma'am.
we keep seeing, plays right into that.
And the Natchez, even the Natchez called their chief the son of God. So that sun culture or that solar culture, as you said, someone had to take it down, right? Someone came and invaded those great people of that sun city of Cahokia. And it's ironic today that the invaders of Cahokia consider themselves to be First Nations. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to put that out there for them this week. That was supposed to be for next week. Pardon me.
Mm-hmm. It's pidgin.
Yeah, it's what they considered a pidgin language. But what we found out is, in fact, the Yama language became a lot of the languages that we know as Muskogean today, but they got their grammar or their grammatical structure from other tribal people that migrated in. So that was amazing. That you told me don't panic, Mr. Mark. I panicked. I've never heard anyone say that before. Outside of myself, I've never heard anyone say that before. Amazing.
I
That's
make a
amazing.
correction.
I could add.
Correction.
Go ahead, Paul.
I have to make a correction. That was the Ming Empire that came in the 1500s. The Ming Empire.
The Ming Empire. Okay.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is, China has two. We have reports in history of two moments of.
So that's an excerpt of that one. Let's go back. All right. So, Pa, you still there? If you might have your thing muted. We did touch on a lot of topics like colorism in indigenous communities. We did honor our admixtures. We talked about the Yamasi, the Wale. We talked about the Muskogos and the Seminoles. We did speak on green corn, the green corn ceremony. We had genealogy Sundays. I did honor my great cousin, the woman chief, Wera Wansqua Coco Koweski. So basically, our channel is based on Southeastern tribes. That's the bulk of what we talk about on Southeastern Talking Stick podcast. We even talked about the Mardi Gras Indians or the Carnival Indians. We did have Sister Moo on here. It's still Justice for Two Clouds. We have receipts. We have receipts. Of course, the previous year we did have the infamous chiefs on here, Miku Seku and Chief Eagle Elk. So I don't know. Pa has his thing muted. But this is just a recap of 2025. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, with the information that we share and the discussions, the topics, and even the special guests. Some of our special guests have been on here. They are like our extended family. They are family. Shout out to all our moderators and our special guests. I think I don't know what's going on with Pa, but let me pull up another one. Let's see. Let me shout out to Wale Origin, our favorite nephew. He always bring the heat. We did have our special guests with Seminole Brown with the museum. The Museum of the So-Called Negro Indian Antiquities. He's been a special guest before. We had him on last year too. Let's see. To our channel. Let's see. We talked about the Creek, how they got recognition. That was good. That was a good one. Let's play this video because I know you're gonna go in. Let me play this video first. See if I can make it bigger. Oh, they did silence this. Let me start it over and turn it up.
Can we get our citizenship? Can you recognize us not only as first-class citizens within the nation, but recognize our contribution to the Creek Nation over the last 500 years? See, here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize we were here when Columbus got here. There were Black Creeks here when the European came here. We're well documented going back to the 1500s. And so don't try to erase our contribution. Don't try to erase what we've done. Don't try to erase our heroes and sheroes within the nation. Let's move forward as one people, and let's talk about how we heal. And obviously healing includes some type of reparatory justice. And let's say one other thing. Summit, Oklahoma is one of the traditional Black towns of Oklahoma. And reasons of so many Black towns, including the great Greenwood, of the home of Black Wall Street, was because of the Black Indians that had already been here. They had already been free. They already had land. They already had power. And they already had a freedom mind state. So it goes full circle.
The Creek and some quote unquote enslaved peoples within the tribe. This ruling stems from a long-standing legal battle, acknowledges that these individuals are entitled to full tribal citizenship based on the 1866 treaty between the tribe and the U.S. government. The treaty abolished slavery and granted citizenship formerly enslaved peoples and their descendants. The legal challenge involved two plaintiffs, Rhonda Grayson and Jeffrey Kennedy, who were denied citizenship by the tribe's citizenship board in 2019 because they couldn't prove lineal descent from a tribal member listed on the Muskogee roll. The court found that the board's denial violated the 1866 treaty, which emphasized that all freed slaves were to be incorporated into the tribe with equal rights. and they like to throw that in there. The ruling considered a major victory for the Creek, who have been fighting for decades to have their citizenship recognized again. The decision has been celebrated by the community, with many expressing relief and joy at finally being recognized as full members of the tribe. The Muskogee Nation is one of the 5 tribes in Oklahoma that has previously practiced slavery, and the 1866 treaty was intended to rectify this historical injustice. Cuz, what's up? What's your thoughts?
Yeah. I seen this was like what 2 days ago that they actually got the ruling to be
Mm-hmm.
citizens of the Muskogee Creek Nation. Um, like I said before, the 1866 treaty.
So basically, we just shared a couple of little clips of some monumental topics and things that we have discussed this year.
Right,
Pa?
right, right. I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, so we just did a recap. I did play a couple videos. The one with Vincent Barrows, where he was showing a lot of archaeology. I did show that one, and then the topic where we did speak on the Creeks getting their citizenship back. Just different topics. I kind of thumbed
Right,
through like different topics. We talked about colorism in indigenous communities.
right,
We honor our admixtures.
right.
The Carnival Indians, the Muskogos, genealogy. We done covered a lot of topics. And I just reminded them that, this is Southeastern Talking Stick podcast. So the bulk of our material and discussions are going to be about Southeastern tribes.
Basically,
Yeah. So you had anything you want to add before we do the closing out?
no, that's it. I enjoy that.
Yeah, so y'all can check out some of our past installments. We do share book references and oral tradition stories, and we do um discuss topics that are relevant to our indigenous community. So we're gonna close out. I'm gonna share.
Don't forget that we got merch.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna share the merch. I'm pulling it up. Anybody here have any last minute comments or questions? Because we're about to close it on out. And we'll see y'all next Gregorian New Year in January. Mute this. But it's on here. I'm pulling up the store. I'm gonna just play this while I'm pulling up the store. It looks like nobody has any more questions or comments. And on our social media, I'll just, share, some of our past live podcasts as we count down to the Gregorian New Year. But our New Year is basically in the springtime, green corn time. So if y'all want to support us, we do have our merch available. It's always in the description of our live podcast or our post on all our social media platforms. So that is YouTube, Instagram, mainly YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. So if y'all want to support, y'all can go cop some merch. This is our new merch. We still have our classic and the green corn merch, which is an important ceremony for various Southeastern tribal nations. So we're going to close out with that. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Peace.